So here's how I moved out of the country for 4 months last year with no job. Preface this by saying I didn't intentionally leave the country without a job. I was laid off from my full-time job. I was provided with a severance package, and I had some savings, and I had to make do with what I had, although I was actively looking for work. Y'all know what the market's been. I did make a dumb decision in making my transition and moving into another apartment, which I ended up having to go through this whole situation to get a lawyer to get out of my lease early because it was a mess. So once I realized I was not going to move into another apartment, I sold the furniture that I no longer wanted, and I donated what I needed to donate, and then the rest that I planned on keeping, I went ahead and found a storage unit, and I made sure I found one that was going to be discounted for a few months. Okay, baby needs to keep that point. After I did that, I made sure to get a PO box because I wanted to make sure that my mail was still going to be deliverable. But if you have someone's house who doesn't mind getting your mail for you, you can just forward your mail to wherever that address is as well. Okay, did research on the different places that I was considering going, just so I can hear the different travelers experience, locals experience, so I can understand what kind of lifestyle I was going to have upon making this transition. After that research and all of that back stuff was done, I made sure to sign up for the STEP program. It stands for the Smart Travelers Enrollment Program, specifically with the United States. I'm sure if you're coming from another country, they may have something similar, but I signed up for that because it gives you different notifications on the country that you're going to be in terms of travel advisories, weather, storms, any emergencies that you should be aware of, and things like that. So that's really important. Next, I made sure to share my location with people that I knew could actually help me in an emergency. Okay, everybody else does not matter. In terms of my transition here, what I did was purchase a one-way ticket. Some places, depending on where you're going, will require that you have a round-trip ticket, so keep that in mind. Do your research. So I purchased a one-way ticket, and then I booked an Airbnb for a month. And I knew within that month I would figure out what my next accommodations were going to be, whether I chose to extend my stay in that Airbnb or I decided to transition somewhere else. My Airbnb accommodations kind of came to an end. I was doing some research on Workaway. There's also a similar website called Digital Nomads, and essentially on the website you can network with different travelers and meet them in person if they're like traveling the same places as you are, if you're looking to make some friends, or you can also follow up to different accommodations, reach out to different accommodations and hosts. So for me, I ended up staying the next 30 days at a hostel where I offered guided meditations as well as did some reception work while I was there. In exchange, I got free housing and I got breakfast on the days that I worked. So that obviously helped me save and make my money go a lot further. My next set of accommodations, I stayed for over 30 days. And I was the tour guide, and I also led guided meditations in the mornings. And so in exchange, obviously I got free housing, and they had a whole list of pantry items. So each place will be a little bit different. I will say, if you're going to make a transition, and whether permanent, temporary, or you're just looking for an extended stay in another country, I will say if you're going to live in a similar lifestyle as to what I just mentioned, pack light. Pack lights, honey. Pack lights. Now, I'm gonna pack everything I need, okay? And I'm just gonna ask for help. But pack light to save yourself some stress. Okay? If you have any questions, drop them in the comments.